This is literally the first time I've been out of the room since we arrived. Okay, we are back on trail. We have all of our things. We had the nicest trail angel ever who drove us all the way to Kent and back. So we were able to get all the packages that we had waiting for us. Because otherwise, we were going to get there on a Sunday and be stuck waiting around. And Kent isn't a really good place to stay, unfortunately. Really expensive and not many options. One of the many reasons I don't like mail drops. So in an ongoing effort to manage the humidity issues out here, as you can see, I'm now wearing a sleeveless tank top just to see if that'll work any better, because my long sleeves, it wicks, but it's just so humid out here, it's getting soaked, and nothing ever dries here, of course. Now, I know what you're all thinking, the obvious thing, which is, at this rate, by the time I get to the Canadian border, I'm going to be in a mankini, and they're probably not going to let me in just because of that. And that is a concern at this point. And Taters is super excited up there because one of her favorite book series just released a new book. So she is now happily listening to the latest episode of Everybody Loves Large Chests about a murder box that she thinks is cute. So this was kind of an odd stop because normally we would push on to the next town and take a zero, but that was going to be Kent. And Kent being Kent, it's not really a good stop, really expensive, limited places to stay. So the solution we found was to get a ride into Fishkill, where we found one reasonable hotel, and we took 2 days. The chafing and humidity issues were just so bad. I needed to do something. I'm much happier now. Basically, for the last 2 days before we took the break, I was in pain for most of the day, just heads down trying to get through the day. And Taters tends to not suffer quite as much from that stuff. You can see she's still running around in her long sleeves because she just doesn't sweat near as much as normal humans. Everybody else out here is stripping down and soaked in sweat and having issues. And it seems like I usually take a zero every 400 or 500 miles or so. So I was due. I do zeros more on need, and need is either caused by an injury, you know, something like the foot issues I was having before, or where I just start to get so tired and run down where I get grouchy, for lack of a better term. And yes, smartass is grouchier than usual. So since we had 2 nights in a hotel, took the best advantage we could. I stayed off my feet the entire time. I put A&D diaper rash lotion on everything, trying to make my hands and my feet heal. So we were able to resupply and get a couple of things that we thought might help with the issues. Got a couple of different chafing cures, see how those work. We also took the opportunity to do another permethrin treatment on our clothes, since I'd about hit the recommended number of washes, and cleaner clothes, so things are dry, or at least they were. Here we are about 20 minutes into the hike, and yeah, I'm pretty much soaked with sweat again. But that's okay. I've got less cloth on me now. I've got a new pair of shoes because I'd hit the 500-mile mark. New shirt. Was supposed to have new headphones, but those were lost in the mail, so we don't have a spare right now. We'll have to get those sent ahead to the next town. And we also have resupply of coffee and food. Dennis, that you remember from a couple of weeks ago, was able to find some shoes, so he sent those along with a bunch of treat items. So rumor is there's hiker wine tonight. Hopefully it's not 90 some degrees while we're trying to drink it. And my sweet new hat. So in addition to having size 14 shoes, my head is unfortunately large. So pretty much any hat out there that I get off the shelf does not fit real well. I've been wearing that Florida Trail hat, for the last 3,400 miles or so. And it fits okay on like the very last pin, only if I was wearing the hood to like keep it down. This is a flex fit hat in the like extra large size. So I think it's the largest they make for humans. And it fits reasonably well. A little bummed that there's no mesh in the back, because this could cook what passes for brains on me. Pretty lake. Allegedly there was some nuclear waste that was dumped in here years ago, but why sweat the small stuff? Okay, stop me if you've heard this before. Severe thunderstorm watch, and I'm not wearing any pants because it's just way too humid out here. And here it comes. Rain, and we just got hit by a severe thunderstorm warning, a special weather statement, and a flash flood warning yet again. Okay, not only do we have rain, not only do we have trail magic, and there's actually stuff left with a lot of water jugs, which I don't get because there's a lot of water out here, but what do I know? 300-year-old oak tree and free pants and underwear. Rain's kind of coming and going. Got some big thunder in the area. Are you capturing all the rivulets of sweat? So this is a little train stop on the AT, so you can just jump up to New York without even having to get off the trail. Convenient. Okay, we basically just had a lightning bolt hit that ridge over there. Okay, so fun times. Actually had to put the phone away for a bit because we had rain just coming down super hard and nearby lightning strikes. So exciting times. So beyond the mud and the rain and the thunder and lightning out here, the bugs are actually pretty bad. The permethrin on the clothes seems to be working, but I've got enough exposed skin. Every now and then one of them comes in for a bite on my arms, or they just buzz around the ears and annoy the crap out of you. Okay, nothing like a collapsing bridge to make for a unoccupied campsite. And Taters is super happy because we've got a river and we've got flat spots.
We have it all to ourselves. This is a magical place.
Don't jinx us.
I'm so excited.
And there's hiker wine. I'm so excited about that part. Anyway, home sweet home for the night.
Okay, so I'm just gonna try to capture this river a little bit more because I'm not sure the masochist captured it well enough and how magical it is. This is the best camp for sure. Since I started hiking with him, really it was just a great day overall today.
Other than I almost died due to electricity. No shit. Okay, and I am currently being hustled out of the tent with a barely reasonable amount of coffee. Well, stuff was nice and clean. Frickin' rain. And today's forecast is rain! Rain in the morning, rain in the afternoon, hell, probably rain in the night. Not that we can really trust the forecast because those storms seem to come out of nowhere. Interestingly enough, at the moment, our limitations are more kind of like moisture related. Because if chafing gets really bad, you basically got to stop, otherwise it's not going to heal by the next morning. Hey look guys, have you heard that litter lasts a long time and you should pack it out? Oh.
Yay! Woo!
Downside of wearing hats with bills is you occasionally run into something like that. I'm pretty sure I just hit my head so hard my neck cracked. So we intentionally found a place to stop last night that was lower down due to the thunderstorms in the area. And for once, that turned out to be a good idea. We had quite the lightning show going on for maybe an hour and a half. This seems a bit on the high side. So many friends. I've been corresponding with those guys for a while over email, and they wanted to come meet us. And it worked out because we went over the road. So I think we may now have enough coffee for a little while. So how much coffee would you say we have at the moment?
2 to 3 weeks worth.
Woohoo! I think that means I can up my daily coffee intake to 5 cups of coffee a morning. Oh yeah! Heart palpitations, here I come. So Taters worked so hard this morning trying to wake me up early, start the first coffee, you know, before the sun's even up, so we could get hiking early. And then we just met those two guys and spent the better part of like an hour and a half, 2 hours chatting. And once again, everything is sopping wet due to the humidity. This is like hiking in a rainforest. Well, water's not going to be an issue for a little while at least.
So apparently that storm last night where we had thunder and lightning that seemed to just go on for hours was also dumping an impressive amount of water, because everything this morning is flowing. There's tons of water all over the trail. What I assume are normally little trickles are just flowing like crazy. And then there's water just coming out of the ground onto the trail. Here's one.
We're actually getting some half-decent stream crossings here. Yeah, I probably could have walked over the log, but my shoes are so wet, why bother? Just go through the water. Just a little bit of flooding. In addition to all the flooding, fair amount of downed trees. Some of them are old like this, but there's a lot of new ones. Wonder if it's from this last storm. Just had another tree go down not far away from me. Fun. Of course. It's 8 o'clock, and despite taking about 2 hours hanging out with some fans today, we ended up doing our miles, and all the rain. Though I guess the rain helped us to do our miles. And so did the mosquitoes, because, you know, when you've got rain and mosquitoes coming down on you, you're not really stopping. We're at a designated campsite for once. We seem to be the only ones here. Everybody else stopped at the shelter a few tenths of a mile back, so home sweet home for the night.